What is the worst sleepover I have ever been to? Great question. I would love to tell you. Now, when I finally got my own place, I decided what better way to celebrate and christen this new apartment by inviting a bunch of girls over, eating food, and sleeping on the floor in the living room. Now, I invited my closest friends, and they invited their friends. My friend's friends, not a friend. That's a stranger. They might as well be an alien. Now, the day of the sleepover, I am having an existential crisis because I've created a scenario in which I cannot escape if I want to because it's happening in my own living room. So what do? I make every flavor of homemade ice cream you could possibly imagine, and then every flavor you don't want to. The girls start to arrive. I am trying to maintain an air of busy for some reason because I don't want to socialize with the people I literally invited over myself. And across the room, I can hear my friend's friend go into great detail about how she just went to a family function the past week at her grandma's house, ate an entire pan of brownies, had walnuts in them. She's allergic to walnuts. She passed out, woke up in the hospital, and it was the worst day of her life. She's saying this as she is scarfing down by the mouthful my chocolate walnut ice cream. I run across the room, smack it out of her hand onto the floor, and I'm like, there's walnuts in those. She looks completely unfazed, as if I've just given her a life update about an acquaintance from middle school, not, hey girl, you just ate a substance that could unalive you. I think she's in shock. So I scream, Rebecca, you just ate walnuts. Where is your EpiPen? If there's anyone qualified at this party to jab her leg, it's me. I've administered one EpiPen to myself in my entire life up to this point. She goes, I don't have an EpiPen. I've just unalived my friend's friend in my new apartment. This is not good. She doesn't seem to be going into anaphylactic shock, which is great news. So I yell to one of the girls, call 911. And she goes, don't call 911. I don't need 911. And I was like, Rebecca, you're in shock. I'm calling 911. She's like, I'm not deathly allergic. And I'm like, then what do you call last week? I think this girl is not in her right mind, clearly. I load her in the back seat. I put my friend in the front seat, the one that brought her. I'm like, we're in this together now, aren't we? And I start driving to the closest ER. You would think that I was the one that just ingested a life-endangering substance, not the girl in the back seat who's cool as a cucumber. And I'm like, how is she not the size of a pufferfish right now? The human body is a scientific miracle. We finally get to the ER. I park. I run around the back. I open Rebecca's door and I try and carry her because that's just what felt right. I've seen it in movies. I don't know. And she slaps my hand. She goes, I can walk. I'm like, human body, a scientific miracle. That you seem better than ever right now. So I run in, I chat real quick to the front desk lady, and she looks at my friend's friend. She runs to the back, gets a nurse, comes in, grabs my friend's friend, takes her back. And I think finally people around me are reacting with a proportionate amount of urgency. Me and my friend sit in the waiting room and wait. I close my eyes, exhale for the first time in probably an hour, and I just start crying. My fiance runs in, Mr. Rebecca runs in, and I'm trying to explain to Mr. Rebecca how sorry I am for probably almost unaliving his daughter. He gives me nothing. I think, okay, she gets it from him. About an hour passes and the double doors clock open. A nurse walks in with Rebecca, hands her off to us and goes, she's all good, just slithers away. No explanation. I'm not a doctor, but 60 minutes doesn't feel like enough time to save someone's life from a deathly walnut allergy. Rebecca can see the confusion on my face and she goes, you know what? It's so funny. I'm actually not allergic to walnuts. It was just a bad dream. Isn't that funny? No, Rebecca, it's the least funny thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And it also explains why your dad was looking at me like I was a crazy person, asking all the questions about your walnut allergy that you don't have. That's the last time I ever extended an invite to a friend's friend. Great, thank you.